Kristen, may I talk to you for a quick second?
Oh, sure. What's up? Is everything all right?
I want to congratulate you on you and Cameron's marriage. It's so nice seeing the two of you so happy at this wedding.
Thanks, Tanya. Everyone's going to have a blast. It's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime party. We finally got hold of an extravagant venue right here in Paris.
Yes, I can see that. It's great. The problem is, there's no seats prepared for my mom and I.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My mom and I have no seats. It's strange because everybody else is already seated. It's packed in here. Sorry to bother you when you're busy. I wanted to ask you first because I don't think the staff here speak English. Is this some kind of mistake? Should I notify the wedding coordinators about this?
I'm so shocked right now.
It's okay. Mistakes like this are bound to happen, especially because of the language barrier. I'm sorry to bother you, Kristen. We'll deal with this by ourselves. Just focus on your wedding, okay? Good luck out there.
No, Tanya, you've misunderstood. I'm not shocked that there's no seats available for you and your mom.
What do you mean? What else are you shocked about?
I'm shocked that the two of you came to our wedding in the first place.
What are you talking about? Of course we'd attend your and Cameron's wedding. This is a big day for him and our family. My younger brother is all grown up and he's going to get married. My mom and I wouldn't miss it for the world. So, why are you shocked that we would come here?
I'm shocked because I went through the trouble to have our wedding in Paris, just so you wouldn't be able to attend. But you're here despite that. I thought you were too poor to make it here, but now you've ruined my plan. Oh, the penniless family who's fully intent on leeching off of my husband has arrived in Paris at last.
Leech off your husband? Kristen, what are you going on about?
Quit pretending like you don't know what I'm talking about. Acting clueless isn't going to fool me. I see right through you and your mother's evil schemes.
Hold on a minute. Don't jump to conclusions, Kristen. We only came to celebrate you and Cameron's wedding ceremony. We have no bad intentions for him at all.
In that case, how did you pay your travel expenses from the U.S. to Paris? You came here by plane, correct? I know that's quite out of your budget.
Travel expenses? Well, Cameron was kind enough to pay for us. I'm so grateful because we couldn't have made it here without him.
See, that's what I mean, Tanya. You're only proving my point here. Ultimately, you're going to continue to depend on Cameron to pay for everything under the sun, aren't you? Your rent, your food, your leisure, everything. Just like you forced him to pay off your travel expenses. You're going to mooch off him forever.
What? All these assumptions are absurd. We have no intention of depending on Cameron financially. You see, when Cameron told us that he was going to have this wedding in Paris, initially we knew that my mom and I didn't have the means to come here, so we were thinking of not attending. Hearing that, Cameron said he wants us to attend his wedding by all means possible. As a result, he ended up paying for our travel cost. You're misunderstanding us. We never forced him to provide money for us. We never have.
How do you expect me to believe you? I won't. You two are always trying to live off of other people's money. That's all you needy beggars think about.
That's not true at all. You're misunderstood about all of this, Kristen.
I'm not misunderstanding anything. It's true that you're leeching off my husband. As a wife, it's my job to support Cameron. That means I have to protect him from your determination to use him for his money. That's why I'm not going to overlook your high-handed behavior anymore. Cameron is a top-tier physician working at an elite university-affiliated hospital. He's one of the highest-earning workers in this country. I'll never forgive you if you exploit his income, Tanya. I'm his wife, so his money is all mine.
I already told you. I don't intend on stealing his money at all. How many times do I have to repeat myself for you to believe me? You're a nurse working in the same hospital as Cameron, right, Kristen?
Fine. Yes, I am. I'm an exceptional nurse. I rank highly in my workplace.
Exactly. It's strange that you're so controlling about how Cameron spends his money, especially since you're earning a lot yourself. Your frustration with him helping us makes it seem like you value his money more than anything. We thought you wouldn't be like that given your success. It's disappointing to say the least. I'm shocked by your reckless assumptions about our family.
Please. Whatever. What I say is true. You're really lucky to have me, you know. You care a lot about Cameron, and I'll do everything to support his career and lifestyle. To do that, I just need to get rid of you two first. If you really value your brother, then you have to cooperate with me on this. You really had the audacity to come to our wedding ceremony in Paris, huh? Too bad, because there's 0 seats prepared for you.
So you admitted. Us not being allowed to attend this wedding. It's all your handiwork.
Yes, it is, and I'm proud of what I've done. Wow, you're actually smart enough to realize that this was my plan all along. Our wedding ceremony today is extremely lavish. I mean, just take a look around you and it's not hard to see. We've spent months planning this wedding, and it's even in Paris. Frankly, it would be a waste to have you impoverished lowlives as guests. Besides, today's wedding is full of big shots from the healthcare industry, including the head chief of our hospital. If a beggarly family like you sticks around, the quality of this wedding is going to plunge. Hurry up and leave this place, both you and your mother. That's a command.
Hi, Tanya. The wedding's going to start in a little bit. I'm so excited. Where are you right now? Did you and Mom make it to the wedding venue yet?
Yeah, we've arrived. I honestly thought we would be late because we couldn't communicate with the taxi driver at all. But we got here on time.
Thank goodness. I was really worried that you would get lost on the way. This is your first time in Europe after all. Who knows what could go wrong?
I'm so glad we made it too. The valet at our hotel was kind enough to talk to the taxi driver for us. I was so worried because we don't know a lick of French. He understood where we wanted to be dropped off at, so we were able to get here on time.
Oh, really? You guys are so lucky. I'm really glad you made it all the way to Paris. You and Mom attending our wedding today? That's all I ever want right now.
That's so sweet, Cameron. I remember you saying the same thing a while back. I get that you want Mom to watch you get married, but you feel the same way about me too, right?
Of course I do. You're my sister, Tanya. Besides, if you and Mom hadn't sacrificed so much for me, I wouldn't be a successful doctor today.
Oh, you don't have to say that, Cameron. It was also thanks to your hard work and perseverance.
No, it's true. You guys have helped me out the most. Remember? You went through all that trouble to help me go to medical school. You prioritized me over yourself.
Cameron, we don't have to talk about this now. How many times have you thanked me already? Of course I appreciate your thanks, but it's your big day. Don't focus too much on me, okay?
Okay. Sorry about that. You know, that reminds me. I would have loved for Dad to watch me get married. All 3 of you attending the ceremony? What a dream. You know how much I admire him. He's my role model.
Yeah, I would have loved for that to happen too. You never know, though. I bet Dad is watching you right now from heaven up above.
Yeah, maybe he is. That makes me feel better. Thanks, Tanya. Anyhow, looks like the wedding is going to start soon. We're right on schedule. You and Mom just sit down and wait until it begins, okay? Can't wait to see you.
Wait, Cameron? I still need to talk to you about something. Can you give me a second?
Sure, what's up? Is everything okay?
Actually, things aren't going okay right now. I don't think we can stay here to attend the wedding ceremony.
Huh? Are you okay? Are you not feeling well? Or is something wrong with Mom?
No, don't worry. Nothing's wrong with us. It's just, there's no seats prepared for the 2 of us.
That can't be. I don't get it. You're my family. How could you not be invited? I wonder what went wrong. I'm surprised there was even a mistake. Kristen planned this wedding meticulously.
No, there's no mistake. This was all done to us on purpose.
What do you mean?
It's a long story, okay? But I'll explain everything to you.
And the wedding ceremony will start any time now. Did you guys leave the venue like I told you to? You better have.
Actually, we're still sticking around. My mom is really eager to see her son getting wed. You can move us to the corner of the venue so we can at least watch the ceremony from there. We don't need seats.
Seriously? How are you and your mother this annoying? Seriously, you guys are as relentless as cockroaches in my room. I would stomp on you if I could. When I tell you to scram, you scram. Hurry up and get out of here. You're going to ruin our wedding. Listen to what I say and quit acting so selfish. I'm your sister-in-law. You need to have more respect for me.
Huh? I'm the one who's selfish here? You have no right to call me that. Even if you don't care about us, at least consider Cameron. He needs us to attend this wedding. Don't you care about how this is going to affect his feelings? Think about how hurt he's going to be.
That doesn't matter at all. Let him feel what he feels because, regardless, I'm never going to care or do anything to help him. You should learn to care less about what he's thinking. It's easier that way. I usually just ignore him when he asks me for advice on things.
Did I hear that correctly? Kristen, he's your husband. You should care about how he thinks and feels. Do you think you can persevere in your marriage like this?
I wasn't particularly fond of Cameron in the first place. Now that I think about it, I don't like him at all.
Then why on earth would you decide to marry him?
You really don't know? It's because he had the potential to be an elite doctor who can earn a lot of money in the future. What other reasons could there be if not that?
You married him with that kind of mindset? What were you thinking? It's a disaster waiting to happen.
That's what I wanted, and I've already done it. I mean, our wedding is today. From here on out, I have every right to control our life as a married couple. That means I can oversee how his money is going to be used. It's our money now, not his. I won't let a destitute family like you even lay one finger on it. Look, contrary to you, I'm not going to domineer Cameron's income. I'll never even consider it. I can't believe what you're saying. When that hag mother of yours becomes ill, or when she's nearing the end of her life, I guarantee that she's going to need nursing care. Do you know how much that would cost? Who's going to pay for it, huh? I know that you won't be able to pay for it from your income.
When it comes to that situation, my brother and I agreed that we would both chip in money to help our mom with her health.
See? You're intending to leech off of Cameron after all. I'm not going to forgive you for that. Why don't you understand this? Our conversation today didn't have to be this long if you weren't so stupid.
What? Why do you expect him not to help out to nurse our mom? We're siblings. It should be equal.
No, it shouldn't. Unlike him, you're not even married. Why should a married man pay when a single woman can instead? Every penny he makes is mine, not yours. Now turn yourself around towards the exit gate and leave. This is your last warning to do as I say.
If you say so. My mom and I are leaving the venue right now.
Thank you. Finally. I appreciate you coming all this way to Paris to see our wedding. It's a shame that you're not allowed to attend anymore.
No matter what happens to you, Kristen, remember that it's all because of you. Don't blame me for it.
You actually followed my orders to leave our wedding venue. I heard a guest say you were finally gone. Thank you. You're doing a good job.
Why are you contacting me again?
I just remembered that I need to speak with you about something important. From now on, my husband and I are going to cut off ties with you and your mother. We don't want a relationship anymore. So could you two not keep in touch with Cameron in any matter? Not even for important news or emergencies.
That's your wish, right? I doubt Cameron had any say in deciding this. Until he says something, I won't consider it. Besides, I've been telling you this for ages, but my mom and I won't ever lay a hand on Cameron's money, I promise. Sure, he makes a lot, but it's not ours. So I disagree with you. He may be a bit busy with his married life, but we should still be able to keep in contact with him. We're his closest family.
No, you shouldn't be able to keep in contact with him. I'm never going to believe your promise. I don't trust you one bit to keep away from his money. When things go wrong, you'll steal Cameron's money to fix it. You'll make exceptions to mooch off him for silly things like helping your family. Because that'll happen in the future. I shouldn't ever let you near Cameron again. It makes perfect sense.
You're trying to make a deal with me, but I won't cooperate with you until Cameron tells me what he thinks about it. Maybe we should talk with the four of us about this when we have a chance.
We aren't going to talk together. I don't want to waste my precious time on you or your mother. I've already said this, but Cameron's opinion means nothing to me. Whatever I want, that's what our decision is as a couple. He doesn't get a say in this, so don't you ever think about being involved with us any further. If you by any chance show your ugly face to me, I'm going to report you to the police as soon as I can. Keep that in mind and stay in line. Cameron, we're in big trouble. You need to know about this. People are saying that the wedding ceremony is canceled.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that already.
You have? Do you know what caused the cancellation?
The cause? I don't know what caused all this. I'm as shocked as you are.
I'm shocked, but I'm not confused. Cameron, I know what happened. It's all because of your sister.
My sister? Are you sure Tanya has something to do with this? She doesn't have any problems with us.
I'm telling the truth. Your sister lied to the chief of our hospital about how I was an awful person. You see, she did all of that to ruin our wedding. She doesn't want us to get married. All her slander about me made the hospital chief angry, and he shut the whole wedding down.
Why would Tanya do that in the first place? She was so excited for the wedding today. She's really happy for us.
Don't believe her, Cameron. She was worried that you would start spending more time with me than her. She hated me for it.
I don't think she'd do that, Kristen. She's not obsessed with me. We have a healthy distance in our relationship. We always have.
That's not what I mean. Sure, she may not be super affectionate with you, but that doesn't mean she doesn't care about your assets. She's worried about how your income is going to be spent by me instead of her. She wants to be in charge of your money. To live off your income, she destroyed our wedding ceremony. She did this to try to ruin our marriage entirely, just to satisfy her greed.
That's not true. I'm sure about it.
Huh? Why aren't you believing what I said, Cameron?
I can't believe what you said, because I know for a fact that it isn't the truth. Tanya using me for my income? That would be beyond ridiculous.
Why do you say that?
I'll tell you why. Do you know why I was able to become a doctor to begin with? Of course I had to study and work hard for it. But most importantly, I had to enroll at a medical school first. For a family of our income, we weren't able to afford it. Even with a scholarship offer, medical school was way over our budget.
But wasn't your father a doctor too? Why weren't you guys well off?
Not necessarily. Dad died early on in our lives, and he was working on a relatively low-paying job. He cared more about the impact of his work rather than the salary. So we never had the money necessary to enroll me into medical school.
But you're a doctor now, so you must have gone to medical school. How did you pay for tuition?
Anya chose not to go to university, even though that was her dream all along. Instead, she started working a job and saving up. My mom started working even harder, and in the end, they were able to afford my medical school tuition. I'm beyond grateful for what they did for me.
There's no way they sacrificed that much just to make you achieve your dreams. This has to be a joke. You're lying to me, right, Cameron?
I'm not. Both my mom and sister will go to any length for my happiness. I was lucky enough to be blessed with them, and I would do anything for them. At the very least, they know not to harm others for the sake of their selfishness. Unlike you, Kristen. You've insulted and slandered my entire family. I can't believe you had the nerve to hurt them like that.
But you have to believe me, Cameron. I'm telling you the truth. Why can't you believe your wife? I mean, your family too.
I should tell you that the hospital chief already told me why he canceled the wedding.
What? You heard from the chief? So you've been pretending to not know what happened this whole time?
He let me know the terrible things you've done to them. You accuse them of using me for my money, and you call them needy beggars. I've been boiling with rage ever since. Betrayed me and my family. Kristen, I don't have anything more to say to you. I'm never speaking with you again.
My husband isn't responding to my messages anymore. I think he's mad at me.
Rightfully so. He knows everything about what you've done today. He's enraged with you right now. He's the mellow type. He never gets this mad. It just shows how terrible you and your actions were.
I don't care about the wedding ceremony. I need to talk to him somehow. If this goes on, our marriage is going to be over. I can't believe this is happening.
Oh, it's okay, Kristen. I have some good news for you. You don't have to be worried about your marriage anymore.
Oh, really? Thank goodness. I knew he would come around eventually. He never stays mad at me.
Actually, it's quite the opposite. Cameron's still furious with you, and he's determined to divorce you now.
What? He's going to divorce me? You're not playing any games, right? This can't be true.
It's true, Kristen. Starting now, all future communication will happen only when mediated by a lawyer. You'll continue to be blocked by him. I think you should lawyer up quickly. There's many things to settle during and after the divorce.
No way. Cameron's really filing for divorce? I thought a lifetime of luxury would be in my hands if I was able to marry a doctor. My dream is destroyed now.
If you really wanted that to happen, you should have behaved with more humility. Your ego and greed has gotten the best of you. It's really ruined your life.
You monster! This is all because you interfered with our wedding.
Kristen, I think you're forgetting that I'm Cameron's sister. I'm willing to sacrifice anything for his happiness. Meanwhile, you only care about your own happiness. I'm doing the right thing here, and you can't tell me otherwise. You deserve to be called out, and Cameron dodged a real bullet here. With that, I'll ask you to never show your face to our family again. Don't even contact us, okay?
Ugh! Whatever. Do anything you want. If you want to be so petty with me, then I'll do the same. Don't go crying to me for help when I take revenge on your family.
What are you planning to do to us?
What you've done to me, I'm also going to do to you. I'm going to spread lies about Cameron in our workplace. His reputation will be done for, and every worker will turn against him. That way, he'll lose his respect and eventually his position at the hospital.
I don't know what lies you're going to spread, but do you really think the people at your workplace will believe you?
The higher-ups probably wouldn't believe me. I'm just a nurse after all. But the other nurses I always work with will definitely believe me. We've grown pretty close since the first time I've started working there. We see and talk to each other every day after all.
I see. I don't know everything about your coworkers and your workplace, so you might be right about that.
No, don't say I might be right about this. I'm definitely sure they will. I'll absolutely prove that I can do this.
I hate to break it to you, but sadly, nobody in the hospital will listen to what you have to say any longer.
Huh? What are you talking about? I've always been a respected nurse in my hospital.
I'm telling you that you don't belong at that hospital from now on.
No way. Did you tell my coworkers about what happened today? You shouldn't have. This situation and my job are separate things.
No, Kristen. Don't jump to conclusions. I didn't do that at all. When I say you don't belong there, I mean it literally. You don't have a job there anymore. You're going to be fired in the near future.
What? Is that really possible? I'm going to be... What? Is that because I made the chief of our hospital angry? Is that all it took? I'm not going to allow any of this irrational behavior. It's unfair.
No, this isn't some abrupt decision like you think it is. You were meant to be fired long ago. It's just that you were being spared this whole time.
I don't understand.
From the start, you were a completely incompetent nurse. You were incapable of doing your job correctly. That's what the hospital chief told me. According to him, you've always had a problematic attitude. It got even worse after you became engaged to Cameron. You wouldn't show up to work even though you'd put the shift in. You would force other nurses to do the work for you. I guess you deluded yourself into thinking you're a big shot now that you were engaged to a doctor. Because of your behavior, a number of nurses sent complaints to the higher-ups about you.
I didn't know this happened at all. I thought I was doing all right with my coworkers.
The hospital chief told the higher-ups to wait a moment before firing you. Instead, he wanted to wait until you left the job because of your marriage. You know, because a lot of women in our state do that once they're married. He didn't want to hurt your feelings. But now you won't be getting married anymore due to your immature choices. And that's why you're getting fired instead.
I can't believe this. My marriage is over with and so is my job. My life just gets worse one thing after another.
If it makes you feel better, I'll remind you that you would have been fired either way. Even quicker if you weren't engaged to Cameron.
Just because it was supposed to happen already doesn't mean I can agree with it. This is unacceptable. Oh my gosh, what do I do now? How am I supposed to support myself? How can I keep living like this?
I can't tell you the answer to that. You have to think and decide for yourself, Kristen. You've wrecked your entire life, and you're responsible for everything.
Please, don't be so cold to me, Tanya. Can't something be done about this? I promise that I'll change my attitude, okay? So please tell me that it's possible to do things over again with Cameron.
That's impossible. I'm serious when I say that not one person around you wants to get involved with you again.
This is all some bad dream, right? This can't be true.
No, this is real, and you brought it upon yourself. They're the consequences to your actions. I urge you to not leech off of Cameron's money, even if you're in a tight spot financially. If you choose to do that even once, we'll call the police in no time.
Please, give me one last chance to fix this. You're my sister-in-law, and I love you.
I'm not going to give you any more chances. Besides, you're not family anymore. You're an outsider to us, so don't ever go around calling me your sister-in-law again.
Alright then. I'm gonna go back to the US now, okay?
Are you sure you want to do that? Mom and I are staying one more night in Paris. We want to enjoy our trip to the fullest.
Okay? Yeah, I'm sure. Thanks for the concern, though. I just want to go over a few things with my lawyer back home. Plus, I don't want to run into Kristen anymore. I don't think I could stand seeing her again.
I understand. I couldn't imagine being betrayed by your wife like that. I know that this is a tough situation, but stay strong. I know you've got this.
Thanks, Tanya. I'll try my best. But this is the result of my own actions. Ever since I found out that Dad got married when he was 20 years old, I decided I wanted to do the same as him. I know it's stupid, but I admire him that much. This is all my fault because I rushed to get married. I chose the first person in front of me, and that was Kristen. I thought I chose right, but apparently not.
Really? I never knew this. I get that you admire him, Cameron, but you don't have to copy every little thing that he does.
Trust me, I know. I only realize that now. I need to live on my own terms, not Dad's.
From here on out, you need to do better at discerning the good people from the bad. That way, maybe you could finally make your wedding happen for Mom and I to see.
Okay, I'll do my best. Till that happens, I'll try to become a better doctor. Better than I've ever been. The kind of doctor that Dad was. He always put his patients first and would bend over backwards for them.
I'm sure you can do it if you work hard, Cameron. You can come to me anytime for support, okay? I'll always be rooting for you. After returning home from Paris and immediately being laid off, she tried quickly to find another job. However, word that she had been kicked out by a major hospital spread around rapidly. Her reputation was ruined within the medical field. As a result, it was almost impossible to find a new job as a nurse. No company would accept her plea of getting employed. With no other choice, she decided to try going back to her parents' house for financial help. Nevertheless, her parents already knew why her wedding was canceled. They had attended the wedding and heard everything. As a consequence, they were furious at what Kristen had done. Even though she had called them in hopes of receiving help, they rejected her. I don't blame them for it. Being insulting to us had not only betrayed Cameron, but it also humiliated her parents at the wedding. In the end, she was estranged from her family and had nowhere to return to. She had no other choice but to rent and live in a shabby apartment complex. Her new life has begun. As of now, she gave up on finding a job in the medical field and began working as a cashier in a local supermarket. It's said that she's still in a financial crisis and barely getting by. She lives her life from paycheck to paycheck. On the other hand, Mom, Cameron, and I are getting along well, like always. In fact, we're the closest we've ever been. All after what happened with Kristen, everything has bonded us even closer. Mom and I can tell Cameron had been hurt pretty badly by her deceit. He's currently not seeking marriage and is fully dedicated to his work, as he said he would be. Looking at him now, it's almost like I'm seeing our dad from years ago. They really are alike. While Mom and I continue to be there for Cameron during his hardships, I hope that our family can stay as close as we are right now. That's all I always ask for.